Oscar Pistorius has been sentenced to 5 years in prison for the killing of Reva Steenkamp, and I'm joined in studio by News 24's day editor Estrelita Moses, who's going to talk us through Judge Masipa's ruling. Essie, thank you so much for joining us today.
Good to be here.
Now, it seemed to go a little bit faster than a lot of us were anticipating. Judge Masipa didn't waste any time in sentencing him.
No, she didn't, but she hasn't really, I suppose, from the time she passed judgment. She's been quite quick, actually. So, good on her, and I think, there must be a collective sigh of relief all around their families, but also for the media as well. It's been a hell of a time.
It has been. Now, she sentenced him to 5 years in prison, but that's not the only sentence that he received. He also received an additional 3 years. Can you explain to us why he won't be serving those 3 years?
Okay. The 3 years has been suspended for 5 years, but it's also running concurrently with the 5-year sentence. So, which means within the 3 of those 5 years, if he doesn't commit a similar crime, ammunition crime, then, it falls away. So basically, I don't think it's going to be an issue for him. Now, but they have also applied to have his licenses and so on revoked.
And in fact, Barry Roux said the defense and Oscar Pistorius himself are quite happy to do that. He doesn't actually want to have a gun anymore.
Yes, no, they are quite happy. They're not going to contest that at all.
Now, if we have a look at some of the reports coming through, City Press, even the New York Times, are reporting that he's only expected to serve 10 months of this 5-year sentence. Can you talk us through that?
Yes. Basically, in terms of the Criminal Procedures Act, he has to serve, I think it's a sixth of the 5 years, which amounts to 10 months. So what that means essentially is that in 10 months' time, he's eligible to be paroled and probably to serve out the rest of the sentence under correctional supervision, which probably means house arrest in his case.
Right, so essentially Oscar Pistorius is probably not going to see this entire 5-year period through in prison.
I think it's probably doubtful that he'll serve the entire 5 years. Probably, I reckon, maybe a year or less. There are also conflicting reports, because you're getting the 10 months is from the judiciary, and then the NPA is saying that for them the minimum requirement is 20 months that they expect him to serve. But I guess we'll know in 10 months' time.
If we have a look at Twitter, it seems that not a lot of people are very thrilled about this 10-month possibility.
Look, it's a hard one because, we don't actually have a precedent in this country for culpable homicide in terms of sentencing. And both cases she cited, the sentences were suspended correctional supervision, that kind of thing. So I think I think it's a fair sentence. And yes, it's an emotive one too, because obviously, you want him to get as harsh a sentence as possible. But at the same time also, what is that going to achieve in the long run?
Right, now News 24 have a poll going at the moment asking our readers what they think about this, and when I last looked before we walked into studio, it was sitting at about 80% of our readers who believe that he just got off far too lightly.
Yes, that is the case.
So where can people who are watching this get involved by taking the poll?
They can go into News 24's homepage and just go and vote. And see how it goes. What we've also got up on the site is just the main bullet form story, just exactly what the sentence is, what it entails, and how it's going to work. And just before we came into studio, he just arrived at prison in Pretoria.
For all the latest Oscar Pistorius video news, stay tuned to News 24 Live. You can follow us on Twitter and Facebook, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel.